Hello dear students, as you know that this lesson time is coming in your PA 3rd, that's why I have decided to make a video on this lesson time. In this video, I am going to make you learn the concept of time. Let's get started. Dear students, you all know that time is very precious in our life. Time and tide waits for none, so we should never waste our time. So, by the way, in this lesson, we are going to learn how to see time or how to tell the time on a clock. A clock generally has three hands. First is hour hand, which is smaller in size, and then is minute hand, and the last is sometimes we also have a second hand in our clock. If we talk about the digital clock, in the digital clocks, the left side show the hours from 1 to 12 and the digits on the right side show the minutes from 00 to 59, that is 59. So you can see in this digital clock the timings are 10:38, that means 10 hours and 38 minutes. There are some units for measuring time that you already know. Let's get revised. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and you know already 1 day is equal to 24 hours. So this was a quick revision what you've already studied in your class 3rd. Now we will learn how to tell the time on our clock. Let's get started. As you can see in the picture, there are 60 marks on the face of the clock. And you can also notice on this face, numbers are written 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how many numbers? 12 numbers are written. Okay, so what is the purpose of these numbers? These numbers show a duration of 5 minutes. You can notice between each two numbers, you will get 5 marks. Okay, so this 1 mark equal to 1 minute. So 12 to 1, there are 5 marks. 1 to 2, there are 5 marks. Okay, so between any two numbers, you will get 5 marks. It gives us the conclusion that between any two numbers, we have 5 minutes. Okay, so suppose your minute hand is at 1. So what does it mean? It means 5 minutes passed. If it is at 2, it means 10 minutes. If it is at 3, it does not mean 3 minutes, it means 15. So, each number given on the face of the clock is the multiple of 5. Yes, if it is at 4, it will give you 5 4s are 20 minutes. If your minute hand is at 5, it will give you 5 5s are 25 minutes. Okay, so what have we learned so far? We have learned that for finding the minutes, we must check our minute hand is at which number. Okay, so if minute hand is at any number, we will multiply by 5 to that number and we will get the minutes. Okay, suppose if your minute hand is at 11. So how many minutes have been passed? 55. Why? Because 11 5s are 55. Similarly, if your minute hand is at 9, what does it mean? It means 5 9s are 45 minutes. Okay. Now we will learn how to tell the time on a clock. Let's get started. There are 3 ways to tell the time by a clock. The first way is very simple. So the first way is we have to check our minute hand is at which number and our hour hand is at which number. You can see in the picture, our hand is between 4 to 5. So we will take it 4. Okay. And your minute hand is at 6. So 6 means I told you already 6 5s are 30. So how many minutes? 30 minutes, right? So we will write or we can read the timings as 4:30. Let's take another example. In this clock, your hour hand is between 6 to 7. So wherever it is in between, you will take the first number. Okay, so it is between 6 to 7. So first number is 6. So you will consider is 6. Okay, and your minute hand is at 9, which gives you 5 9s are 45 minutes. So timings will be 6:45. In next clock, you can see your hour hand is between 9 and 10. So you will say 9. Okay, why? Because in between 9 and 10, which one is smaller? 9. So you will consider it 9. Okay. And your minute hand is at 3, which will give you 5 3s are 15 minutes. So our timings will be 9:15. In the next clock, you can see we have our minute hand at 5, which gives you 5 5s are 25. Okay. But your hour hand is between 7 to 8. Okay. So we will consider it 7. So the timings will be 7:25. In the next clock, you can see your hour hand is in between 2 and 3. So what will you take? 2. Okay. And your minute hand is at 8, which means 5 8s are 40. So your timings will be 2:40. You all have observed that we are writing the timings just using a colon. Okay. So we have to compulsorily use a colon between these two timings. So this was the first way how we tell the time or how we write the time. Now we are going to discuss how to tell the time in another way. In this style, we have to use two words while writing the timings or telling the timings. The two words are past and to. Okay, now how do we use these words? Let's understand. Suppose the timings are 6:45. We can also write the timings as 45 minutes past 6. Suppose your timings are 7:25. So how can we write it in another way? We can say that 25 minutes past 7. Similarly, if your timings are 2:40, we can write it or we can read it 40 minutes past 2. If it is 9:20, we can say that 20 minutes past 9. So what is the pattern actually we are following here? We are just following the pattern minutes, past, then hours. For minutes, what do we see? For minutes, we see the minute hand, and for hour, what do we see? We see the hour hand. If hour hand is at between 9 and 10, so we consider it 9 for using past, I'm telling you. Okay. If it is between 3 to 2, we use it 2, right? So the smaller number you always take whenever you are mentioning past, P-A-S-T, past word in your timings. Now open at page number 158. We are going to solve self-practice 10A. Question number 1. We have to write the time shown by each clock. So part A. In part A, you can see your hour hand is in between 1 to 2. In 1 and 2, which one is smaller? Obviously 1. So we will take 1. And our minute hand is at 4, which will give you 5 4s are 20. So your timings will be 1:20. So colon is already given to us. So you just have to write in digits 1:20, right? But you have to write here in both the ways. The second line you will use for the second way of writing. I told you the second way is written with the usage of minutes, past and hours. So here we can see 20 minutes have passed. That means we will write 20 minutes past 1. Moving to the next part B. For B part, you can see your minute hand is at 12. So whenever your minute hand is at 12, then we write o'clock, right? 4 o'clock we will write. We will not write something minutes past something. No, we will not write that, right? So whenever your minute hand is at 12, so you have to write o'clock, right? And use apostrophe also. 4 o'clock will be the timings for this part. The next part is 12:40. You can see your hour hand is between 12 and 1, so we will consider it 12. Okay, and your minute hand is at 8. That means 5 8s are 40. 12:40. How we will write it another way? We will write 40 minutes past 12. Okay, moving to the next part D. Here is 7:30. You can see 7 and 8. Then means that we have to take 7, and your minute hand is at 6, so we will take 30. So 7:30 will be your answer. And we will write in another way 7:30. So rather than writing 30 minutes, you can write half. So here we see that 5 6 are 30. 30 minutes past 7. So rather than writing 30 minutes, we also can write half. Okay. If you write there 30 minutes past 7, that is also okay. It will not be wrong. But it is suitable to write half in place of 30 minutes. Getting? Moving to the next E part, you can see your hour hand is between 12 and 1, so you will consider it 12, and your minute hand is at 3. That means 5 3s are 15. So you will write there 12:15. Getting? And you will write in another way. How many minutes passed? 15 minutes. So 15 minutes past 12. But as I told you that 30 minutes can be written as half. Similarly, 15 minutes can be written as quarter. What is the meaning of quarter? Quarter means 15 minutes. So rather than writing 15 minutes, you also can write quarter past 12. Okay, write both the answers. Moving to the part F, you can see your hour hand is between 8 and 9. So that will be considered 8. And your minute hand is at 9. You will take it 45. Why? Because 5 times are 45. Your timings will be 8:45. How will you write it? 45 minutes past 8. Okay? Why? Because 8 and 9, smaller is 8. But just pay attention here. We can also write this timings in another way. Okay? That is called the third way. We can write this timings using 2. I told you that we read or we write the timings using past word, but also we can use TO2. So we can also write the timings quarter to 9. You have noticed that when I have written 2, I have taken 9. But when I had written past, I had taken 8. Why so? Because whenever we have to use past words, so which are actually past. So 8. Okay, so that's why we had taken 8. But 2 means which is about to strike. Okay, the timings is not set yet, so that's why we always use the bigger number whenever we are taking 2, and when we are using past we have to take a smaller number. So let's understand again. F part can be written as 3 ways. 8:45, that is the digital way, then 45 minutes past 8, then also you can write quarter to 9. What is the meaning of quarter? Quarter means 15 minutes. That means 15 minutes are left to strike 9 o'clock. That's why we write it quarter to 9. So both the answers are correct. 45 minutes past 8 and quarter to 9. Moving to the question number 2, here you have to draw the minute hand. Okay, hour hand is already given to us and we have to see the timings that is given near the clock. And we have to draw an hour hand. Okay, so let's get started. For A part, the timings are given 5:45. Now you have to draw your hour hand. Okay, now see how many minutes we are given here? 45. And you know that 45 minutes are done when your minute hand is at 9. How did we find it? We know that the minute hand is the multiple of 5, right? So 45 can be divided by 5, which will give you 9. 5 nines are 45. Getting? So if 45 minutes have passed, so your minute hand must be at 9. So use a scale, draw the hour hand in your book only. And the B part says 7:30. 30 means 5 6 are 30. That means your minute hand must be at 6. Similarly, for C part, it is given to us 45. We know that 5 nines are 45. So again, you will draw your hour hand at 9. In part D, we are given 55 and we know that 11 fives are 55. That means your minute hand must be at 11. So use a scale, draw the hour hand at 11. E part is given 50, that means 5 tens are 50, so at 10 we will draw. Similarly, for F part, it is given to us 25. And we know that 5 fives are 25, that's why your minute hand will be drawn at 5. Moving to exercise 10B, page number 159. Now, in question number 1, we have to write the time shown by each clock in 2 ways. So what is the difference between 10A and 10B? Because this type of question has already been done in 10A. So the difference is only here your minute hand given in the clock will not be at the numbers. Okay, it will be at subdivisions given between the numbers. So maybe it is 24, maybe it is 23. So you have to be very careful. So for measuring the time, you have to use your scale. Just place your scale on the minute hand and just check it out on which division your minute hand is given in the clock. One question I'm showing you how to do. You will do the next questions yourself. See how I have to place this scale on my minute hand. Minute hand is the bigger one. So like this, I have placed my scale on minute hand. Now you can notice after 9, my scale is coinciding the third subdivision. the third subdivision. What is the meaning of subdivision? The small marks which are given after 9. You can see after 9, 1, 2 and the third, right? So on the third division I am. My scale is on third division. So you know already at 9 we have 45 minutes. So the next mark will be 46, next to next will be 47 and the third mark on which I am here with my scale will be 48, right? So that's why I have written here 5:48. And how you will write it in another way? 48 minutes past 5. This we already have discussed. How do we write that? I hope you have understood the idea how to calculate the subdivision timings. As I have shown you the B part, you have to do all the parts yourself. Check your answers. I am sharing the answers. C part will be 3:07 and we will write it 7 minutes past 3. And the next D is 6:42, 10, 3, and whenever we have 3, 4, we don't write 10, just 3. We write 0, 3. Getting? So don't forget to write 0, 3. Then we have for F part 4:17, and how do we write that? In another way, 17 minutes past 4, and the E part 3 minutes past 10, and for D part 42 minutes past 6. Let's move to the question number 2. Here you have to draw both the hands, minute hand and hour hand. It's also very simple. One I'll show you and rest you will do yourself. Part A has already been done. So let's get started with the B part. Here you have to draw 5:56. So for showing 5, you have to draw your hour hand between 4 and 5. And for showing 56 minutes, you have to just first of all think and observe 56 is nearly equal to which multiple of 5? This is 55. That 55 comes at 11. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Whatever minutes are given to you, just try to think that it is near to which multiple of 5. So 56 is just one subdivision more to the 55. That means we have to draw our minute hand just one division forward to 11. Okay, so like this you will draw. So here I am drawing the minute hand first of all, which is at 56. So I am using 11, and after that the first division is this. So I will draw that line. So I have to use my both hands. So just I'm pausing the video. Now I think you got it, that how I am drawing it. Just after the 11th mark is where? This one. So after that the first division is coming, that will be your 56. Why so? Because 11th mark gives you 55 minutes. That's why one more subdivision after that will be taken as 56. And for showing our hand, you have to just draw between 4 and 5. Okay, so near this you have to draw. So this is your 5:56. Now I hope you have got the idea. Rest C, D, E and F parts you will do yourself. And till now we have done all the questions in the book only. No question is done in the notebook. So far we have completed in 8 and B. Now we are going to cover self-practice 10C. So for that you have to understand a small concept. Let's get started. This exercise is based on AM and PM. Now you have to understand the concept of AM and PM. The full forms of AM are anti-meridian and post-meridian. Why do we use AM and PM? We have 24 hours in a day. So we need to segregate that these hours belong to midnight, these hours belong to your day, or these hours belong to your evening. So for that differentiation, we have to bring the concept of AM and PM, right? So AM and PM is very important to be used with the timings. Midnight to noon we use AM, and after noon to midnight we use PM. Let's get revised what we have learned. We have learned so far that from midnight, if it is 12 o'clock at midnight, you are at your party, you are at your dinner. So timings will be given as AM, right? 3 a.m., 4 a.m., okay, 5 a.m., whether it is night, but we use it a.m., right? And till 11:59 a.m., whenever it is 12 o'clock at noon, we use p.m. Getting? So from night midnight, that is 12 o'clock night, till your morning 11:59, it remains a.m. After that 12 noon till your night 11:59 it is PM. I hope the concept is clear. Now just come at page number 161, self practice 10C. Question number 1, we have to write the time using AM or PM. This exercise also is to be done in the book only. Whatever the timings are given, you have to repeat the same timings, just you have to use AM or PM. We are given in the first part A, in the morning, and you know that in the morning it is AM. So you will write 5:30 AM as I have written. Then you will write 2:30 afternoon, that is PM, 2:30 PM. Again, for C part, it is given to us evening, we will write it 6:05 PM. Similarly, for D part, again we will write PM. For E part, we will write PM. Why? Because it is night and it is 9:20. Okay. And for F part, we will write AM because it is about morning timings. Moving to the next question, question number 2. Question number 2 is just opposite to question number 1. In question number 1, you were given in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. So you have to use similar phrases for your question number 2. So A part says 5:25 AM. So you will write 5:25 in the morning. Why? Because AM shows the morning timings. Okay. Similarly, B part 8:45 PM. So it is about evening. Okay. So you will write there in the evening. Similarly, C part in the evening. D in the morning because 3:35 AM. Whether you are sleeping, okay, you won't write it night and all, okay, you just have to write in the morning. Why? Because AM shows morning, okay. Then again 2 PM you will write in the afternoon. Then F part 6:20 AM you will write in the morning. Moving to question number 3. Now this is important question. What time is it? 2 hours before 11:15 AM. It's easy. In order to solve all the parts of question number 3, we have to bring a clock in our mind. We have to imagine a clock and just think upon the timings which is given to us. 11:15 is given. Now we have to think that before 11 we have to shift backward to 2 hours. So before 11 what will be there? 10. Then 1 hour. Else we have to go backward. That will be 9. Yani 11 minus 2 is equal to 9. So before means subtraction and you have to come backward, right? So your answer will be 9:15 AM. Next question is 1 hour after 1:20. What is the meaning of after? After means addition. Okay, so after 1, what is the digit that is given in the clock? Which is 2. Okay, so 1 plus 1 will be 2:20 PM. Okay, we are not doing anything in minutes. We are just adding hour into hour. Why so? Because we are given 1 hour after this PM, right? So we are adding 1 hour to the given hour in the timings. C part 3 hours after 5:30 AM. So 5 plus 3, 8:30 AM will be your answer. So after means plus and before means minus. Now D part is important. 5 hours before 2:45 AM. So for this directly you cannot subtract because we know that we cannot subtract 5, okay, from 2. We cannot do that. Okay, so what do we do here? We just think that before 2 what is in the clock? 1. Before 1 it is 12. Then before 12 it is 11. Then before 11 it is 10. Then before 10 it is 9. So in this way we have shifted backwards to 5 hours. Okay, so first hour we came to 1, then we came to 12, then we came to 11, then 10, then 9. So what will be your answer? Your answer will be 9:45 PM. Now why I have written PM? Because by coming backward AM will be shifted to PM. Why? Because AM in the morning only and we know that 12 midnight. Before 12 midnight it is PM only. So we have crossed 5 hours now. So obviously our AM will be shifted to PM. So here the answer will be 9:45 PM. E and F you will do yourself. Answers are written here. Match your answers after doing the questions. Let's move to our next exercise 10D. For understanding 10D, you have to understand a short topic, short concept which is 24-hour time notation. Let's get started. If you have ever gone to station or some airport, you have seen that there are almost 24-hour time format clocks. So what is the difference between 24-hour time format clock and 12-hour time format clock? Actually, in 12-hour timings, we have to use a colon. Okay, we use a colon in that. But in 24-hour time format, we don't use a colon. Rather, we use 4 digits. What do we use? We use 4 digits. In these 4 digits, beginning 2 digits show your hours and last 2 digits show your minutes. Again, listen to me. Beginning 2 digits show your hour and last 2 digits show your minutes. You can see the chart which is given also in your book, page number 162. If it is 12 hours 01 minutes, so you write it 0001 hour. Why? Because last 01 is minutes, but we write it hour. Okay. Similarly, if it is 1 a.m., we write it 1 hours. If it is 2 a.m., we write 2 hours. Because if it is 2 a.m., no minutes are there, so we are writing 00 everywhere. Why we are writing 00 everywhere? Because minutes are not here. Okay. So what is the actually pattern here? Just understand that pattern. We have to use 4 digits and beginning 2 digits show your hour and last 2 digits show your minutes. Okay. The most important point is to be known here that 12 midnight can be written as 2 ways. This is important question. Just understand this point. 12 midnight can be written as 2400 hours or 0000 hours. So both are 12 midnight. Never get confused regarding that. One more point you have to keep in your mind that after 12 noon we have to take 13, 14, 15 and so on. So if after 12 noon it is given 1 p.m. we cannot write it 0100 because already 1 a.m. it is written as 0100. So 1 p.m. is not written in the similar way. Okay. So for 1 p.m. it is getting changed. Just pay attention here. Okay. So 1 a.m. it is written as 0100. But 1 p.m. will be written as 1300. So after 12 noon, the given timings are added to 12. Okay. 12 plus 2 is what? 14. So we will write 1400. If it is 3 p.m., we will write 12 plus 3, 1500. Right? If it is 4, we will write 12 plus 4, 1600 hours. Right? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? After 12 noon, we have to just add 12 to the given digit. Then we will have 24-hour time format. So let's discuss few more examples in which minutes are also given. Here it is 8:35 a.m. So I told you that we write 4 digits and last 2 digits are of minutes. So here we will write 0835. Why we are writing 08? Because we have to use all 4 digits. Okay. Similarly, if it is 11:40 a.m. so we will write 1140 hours. So we know that hours is always mentioned. We are including minutes also here, but we have to write hours. Okay. 3:15, so you will write just 3:15 p.m. So for p.m. we write 12 plus 3, that is 15 hours you will write. Okay. Similarly 11:15, we know that 12 plus 11 is 23, so we will write 2350 hours. Don't get confused why we are writing 23 here, from where it has come. So let me tell you again, whenever your timings are after 12 noon, you have to add 12 to the hours. Okay. So if it is 11 to, you will add 12 plus 11, which will give you 23. If it is 12 plus 3, 15. Now let's get started for self practice 10D. In self practice 10D, question number 1, you have to complete the table. Some timings are given to us for 12-hour clock and some have to be changed with 24-hour clock. So the first is 4 a.m. and we know that whenever it is a.m. so we take it 0400 hours. Okay. So everywhere you have to write hours. I'll not mention that again. 10 a.m. 1000. Then 2 p.m. we are given, and I told you after 12 noon in 24-hour clock we have to add 12 to the given digit. So we will write here 12 plus 2, 14, that will be 1400 hours. Similarly 5 p.m. 12 plus 5, that is 17, so 1700 hours. Then we are given some timings for 24-hour clock, which we have to change in 12-hour clock, right? So 0300 hours it is given. So we have to understand that this is 3 a.m. Why a.m.? Because we know that before 12 noon it remains same, whatever the hours is there. Okay. So 3 a.m. it is 16. That means 12 plus 4 it is given 16. So we will write it 4 p.m. Why we are writing p.m.? Because it is 12 plus 4. Okay. It is not 4. It is 12 plus 4. And 12 plus 4 is taken only when it is about p.m. Right. So we will write 4 p.m. here. For 21 we know that 12, if you will subtract 12 from 21 you will get 9. So it is about 9 p.m. That's why 12 plus 9, 21, 00 hours they have written. So we do it vice versa. If it was given 16, we have just subtracted 12 from that 16, which gave us 4 p.m. Similarly, in 21, we have subtracted 12, which gave us 9 p.m. Let's move to the question number 2. In this question, we are given 12-hour clock time and we have to write 24 clock time for the same timings. The first is 12 midnight. So I told you already 12 midnight can be written as 2400 hours or 0000 hours. So you are free to write any answer for this. Now moving to 1 a.m. So for 1 a.m. I told you we write 0100 hours. If it were 1 p.m. so what do we write? For 1 p.m. we write 1300. I told you already. Similarly 7:20 a.m. 0720 hours. Hours everywhere will be written. I told you already. Then we have 10:15 p.m. and I told you whenever we have p.m. we have to add 12 in hours. So 12 plus 10 gives you 22. So your answer will be 2215 hours. Similarly, for the next question, 5:40 p.m. we are given. So for p.m. we have to add 12 in the hours. So 12 plus 5, 17. So your answer will be 1740 hours. And for 12 noon, we write 1200 hours. Question number 3 and question number 4 of 10D you will do in your notebook. So let's get started. In question number 3, you are asked how many minutes are there in the following. Okay, and we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So you will write like this in your notebook. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 7 hours is equal to how many minutes? So you will do what? You will multiply. Okay, 60 into 7, that is 420 minutes. So why we are multiplying? Because we know that when 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, so if it is increasing 7 hours, so obviously this side will also be increased. So if a number is increasing, that means we have to do multiplication. Getting? So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So for 7 hours, we have to multiply. So in each part, you just have to multiply by 60 and you will get your result. B part says 1 upon 2 hour. So for 1 upon 2 hour, we will do the same thing. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So for 1 by 2 hour is equal to what? 1 upon 2 into 60. And I told you this, how to cancel out. 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6 and 0. So 1 30s are 30. That means your answer will be 30 minutes. Here also we are asked 3 upon 4 hours. So 3 upon 4 hour, we will do the same thing. That means 3 upon 4 into 60. And we will divide. We know that 4 1s are 4, 4 1s are 4, 4 will be subtracted from 6. That will give you 2, 2 0 20. Then again we will read the table of 4, 4 5s are 20. So it will give you the result 15 3s are 45 minutes will be your answer. Now we are going to do D part. D part is bit different. Let's get started for D part. 2 hours 35 minutes we are given. So we have to convert this particular thing in minutes. So this is already in minutes. So we will convert only these hours into minutes. Okay. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 2 hours is equal to 60 into 2. That is 120 minutes. And we have already 35 minutes. So total minutes or required minutes will be 120 plus 35. That means 0 and 5 5. 2 and 3 5. 1 will remain 1. So the answer will be 155 minutes. Let's move to our question number 4, in which you are asked how many hours are there in the following. A part, where we are given 205 minutes. Okay, we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. Now you are seeing that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So minutes are larger and hour are small. 60 minutes, then it is becoming 1 hour. So that means it is getting reduced, and if it is getting reduced, that means we have to do here division, right? So what do we do for the conversion from minutes to hour? From minutes to hour, we always do the division. Why do we use division here? Because you know that 60 minutes is getting 1 hour. That means it is getting reduced. That means it is being divided. So what have we to do here? We have to make a division 205 will be divided by 60. Okay, and you know the table of 6. 6 3s are 18, around for 20 you will use here. So 63s are 180 will be suitable to take. Okay, then we will subtract it. Okay, so the answer is 3 quotient and 25 remainder. So how you will write it? The quotient is always hours. Okay, 3 hours, and the remainder is your minutes. Okay, so that means your answer will be, you will write like this: 205 minutes is equal to 3 hours 25 minutes. This will be your answer. So what have you to do? Actually, you have to do division. Okay, similarly we will do the second part. Now we are given here 150 minutes. So again we will divide 150 by 60. You know that 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 80. That means 3 times will be greater. So we will write here 2. 62s are 120. That will give you 30 as a remainder. I told you this is hours, quotient is hours, and the remainder is your minutes. So you will write the answer: 150 minutes is equal to 2 hours 30 minutes. This will be your answer. Now C and D part you will do on your own. I wish the concept is clear. You have to do division here only. The quotient will be your hours and the remainder will be your minutes, and you will write the answer in this way. Now we are going to start our exercise 10E. So this exercise is to be done in your notebook. Take out your notebook and let's get started. Now the question number 1 is you have to add the given timings. Okay, so as I have noted down here the question, you have to note down also. We have to add here. So as we usually add, we have to add in the similar way. 4 plus 2 6, 5 and 1 6, then 7 and 4 11 hours. Okay, but this is not your final answer. So for getting the final answer, you have to do one more step. And what is that step? You have to subtract 60 here. Why? Because we know that this particular area is of minute. Okay, this is minute section, this is hour section. So we know that 60 minutes are maximum. After 61 minutes, it will contain hour also, right? Why? Because 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So these 66 minutes contain 1 hour. That's why we will just take out that 1 hour from these minutes. That's why we will subtract 60 from here. Okay, so we will subtract 60 from 66. That will give you 6 minutes. Okay, then these 60 minutes will be sent to this side. This will be 1 hour. Why we have written here 60 minutes and here 1 hour? Because this is hour section, this is minute section. Getting? So we have subtracted 60 minutes. Why we are doing so? Because in this section we just want the minutes only. If 60 minutes are contained by this particular value, so we will subtract 60 from it and we'll send those 60 minutes to this side. Okay, because that is our place. This is not the place of our section. Getting? So that's why 60 minutes are going there and it is becoming 1 hour. Why we are not adding 60 here? We cannot add 60. Why? Because this is our section. So 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So 11 plus 1 is equal to 12 hour. So your final answer will be 12 hours 6 minutes. Okay, so earlier we had found out the result 11 hours 66 minutes. But that is not your final answer. This is your final answer. How we have done it? We have just subtracted 60. Why we have done so? Because this minute section contains only minutes. So if it will be greater than 60, so we will take out that 60 from these minutes and will send to that side as form of hour. Okay, so it will be added 1 hour. That means 12 hours and 6 minutes will be your final answer. B part will also be done in the similar way. 1 plus 5 6, 2 plus 5 7. This will be your 76 minutes and 8 plus 3 is 11 hours. Okay, we have noticed that again it is greater than 60. We will do the same thing here. We will subtract 60. That will give you 16 minutes. Getting? Now the 60 minutes will be sent to this side as 1 hour. So it will be increased here. That will be 12 hours 16 minutes will be your final answer. I wish you have got the idea how to do the addition of the timings. Let's move to the question number 2. So in question number 2, we have to subtract the given timings. If you notice, we are given 9 hours 36 minutes, 4 hours 42 minutes. So this particular section is minutes, but here it is 36 and here is 42. Can it be subtracted? No. 36 cannot subtract 42. Why? Because always it requires a greater number. Greater number can subtract a smaller number. Getting? So this 36 cannot subtract 42. Okay, so what have we to do? We have to take carry from this side. Okay, now we have taken carry from this R section. It gave you 1 hour. So it is not so that we will add 1 here. No, because 1 hour is going to the minute section. So it will be converted into minutes only. So that means we are taking 1 hour only. But it will have 60 minutes. Why? Because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So actually, this 36 will not remain 36. We will add 60 here. We will add 60 here. So it will be 36 plus 60. That is 606 and 3 and 6 9. Okay. So this will become 96 minutes. Okay. So the question will be bit different now. Why it will be bit different? Because it has taken carry, so it became 96 minutes. Why? Because 60 is added here and it has given the carry, so it is less now. It became 8 hours. Okay. Now we need to note down the question again. Why? Because this 9 hours is now 8 hours. Okay. These 36 minutes are now 96 minutes. So this is why we are rewriting the question. Okay. So you will write again. After rewriting the question, we will do the subtraction. 6 minus 2, 4. 9 minus 4, 5. This is 54 minutes. Now 8 minus 4, 4 hours. So this is your answer. Getting? So the question was something else, but we have changed it. Why we have changed it? Because it was 36 and it was not possible to subtract 42 from 36 because 36 is less than 42. So we had to take carry from this side. When we will take the carry from this side, so it will give you 60 minutes. Why? Because this is our section. So it will give you 1 hour, but we will have 60 minutes. Okay. That's why 36 plus 60, it became 96 and it remained 8 only. Why? Because it has given you carry as a 1 hour. So it became 8 hours and it became 96 and we have done the subtraction in this way. Hope you got the question. Now B part you will do yourself. Now we are going to solve question number 3. Mukesh takes 45 minutes to walk to school and 35 minutes to reach home from school by bus. How long do the two journeys take? It is quite clear that we have to do addition. Why? Because Mukesh one time he's going to school from his home, then he's coming from school to home, and we are asked how long do the two journeys take. Okay, so that means we are asked the total timings actually. So you have to add 45 minutes and 35 minutes. Now for the solution of question number 3, how you will do? Just let's see. Question number 3. You need not make any statement for this question. Just write down the solution. So you will write here required answer equals. Then 45 plus 35 you have added, it gave you 80 minutes. Okay, this will not be your answer because whenever your minutes are greater than 60, you have to convert those minutes into hour. Okay, and earlier I told you how to convert minutes to hour. So how to convert minutes to hour? I told you by division method, right? So we will make a division here. 60 divides 80 here. Why we are doing division by 60 only? Because we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. Okay, so 60 ones are 60, remainder will be 20. I told you that this question is only hour and this is minutes. Okay, so your final answer will be 1 hour 20 minutes. So that means Mukesh takes total how many hours, how many minutes? 1 hour 20 minutes to cover the journeys. Okay, I wish this question is clear. Now question number 4 you will do yourself. Now our next topic is elapsed time. Now in this topic only I have to discuss example number 3 and example number 4. further exercise that is given to us, which is 10F, we are not going to do in our notebook. Only what we have to do, example number 3 and example number 4, that is sufficient to make you understand the topic. Okay, and these only questions are important regarding your examination. Okay, don't worry for 10F. Now let's get started for understanding the topic. First of all, you have to understand what is elapsed time. Elapsed time is the time between the two given times. Suppose in example number 3, they have given to us Mr. Verma's office starts at 10 a.m. and closes at 6 p.m. Now they're asking how many hours does the office remain open. That means from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. how many hours are there. So basically in this question we have to figure out how many hours are there between these two timings. So what are we doing? We are just finding out the hours between any two timings. The first timing is 10 a.m. and the second timing is 6 p.m. How do we do that? Now, first of all, you will write 10 a.m. Whatever the first timing is given, we will write that 10 a.m. Then we will come to that first timing to 12. From where we till where we will come? 12. Okay, so 10 a.m. because this is a.m. so we'll come at 12 noon. And we know that from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, how many hours will pass? 2 hours. Okay, now the office closes at 6 p.m. Now we have to move from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Okay, why 6 p.m. only? Because it is given to us. So first of all, we move to 10 a.m. to 12 noon from our side. From our own side, we have taken this 12 noon. Okay, to make the question convenient. Okay, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, we know that 2 hours have passed. So we have written here 2 hours. Then from 12 noon to 6 p.m., how many hours will pass? 6 hours. Now you tell me, if we talk about from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., total hours, how many will be there? We will add these 2 hours. Okay, so finally, Mr. Verma's office remains open for 2 hours plus 6 hours, that is 8 hours. So how we have figured out? We have just started from the first timing and we came to 12 noon. Then from 12 noon to 6 p.m. we came and we have added both the hours. So that gave you 8 hours. Okay. Now example number 4 is quite similar. Just understand yourself. No need to worry about 10F. Now complete your work neatly and carefully. All the best for your PA 3rd.